Today we're going to learn about a new kind of paint in the painting studio, tempera paint. Tempera paint is bright and it's opaque, which means it's not see-through. It has water in it, so you can just dip your brush in and use the paint without getting water on your brush. Tempera paint is good for painting larger paintings with less detail. First thing I do is I write my name on my paper, class code as well, and then I take a pencil and I really lightly sketch out my big shapes of my animal. Once I have those shapes sketched in, I get my oil pastel and go over them and add on the rest of the things that make my animal. Since I'm making a duck, I added on its bill, its wings, its eye, and there we go. Okay, I'm ready to paint. I'm going to use brown on my duck's body. I just dip into the paint and I go usually around an edge first, and I use smooth strokes back and forth. I want to just dip my paintbrush in. I never want to stir. We're not making chili. Back and forth, dip, and back and forth. Smooth strokes. I don't want lumpy paint on my painting, so I have to dip into the paint many times. And you can see how smooth the paint is when I'm finished with that area. I don't have any lumps or bumps. All right, ready to move on. Washing out my brush, check on my paper towel, make sure all that color gets out. Oh, there was color, there we go. Now I go to my next color and brush it on. I'm using a smaller brush for my small area, and I keep it on the tip. I keep my brush on its toes to do the bill of my duck, since it's a small area, and it is a little more difficult to do detail with tempera. Okay, I'm ready for my background. I'm back to my big brush. I'm going to do a sunset using smooth strokes back and forth, then back and forth. Get more paint, back and forth. Go along the edges of my paper. Back and forth, see that? I want to smooth that out. I don't want any lumps or bumps. Go carefully around my duck so I don't get it on my duck's head. All right, smoothing it out back and forth. So I should be ready to, here's the process. Dry my brush. Rinse my brush out in the water. Dry it again. Then I go to my color. So dry, wash, dry. And then I go on to paint my new color. And dry, wash, dry. Every time you change colors. See, check it on the back of my hand. If it makes a mark, then I go back in. Sometimes you have to change your water if it's making a mark, and get a new paper towel whenever you need one. Dry my brush, wash, dry. Okay, finally I get my small brush and some black, and I'm going along the lines of my wing and creating some feather texture. and then a little blue ruff of feathers around his neck. Now I'm finished. I can't wait to see your tempera paintings.